Hello, Gaia ODea here. Um, Wishing to begin this topic with pro-life, pro-choice. All about the pro-life people saying that these little preborns are alive. They are life. They're human beings. They're alive. Fine. Great. Okay. I go along with this completely. I think they are alive. Okay, that's my idea. And I'm really not for abortion at all, but I'm not going to go any further than that, other than to say that I believe that fetuses are living and just haven't been born yet. That's enough. But let me go on now and ask every one of you who's listening, do you remember the first thing you remember? I mean, what's the first thing you remember? I mean, do you have some... I know my late husband said that he remembered his first memory. At least he told me this. He thought he was about 18 months old. I don't know how he'd know he'd be 18 months old. I don't know how anyone would know what 18 months even meant when they were 18 months old. But according to him, he remembers when he was about 18 months old that he saw some fingers. Well, I can't remember if it was his mother's fingers or his own fingers in front of his face. And this, he says, was his first memory at 18 months. Okay, great. Fine, whatever. That was his first memory. I don't believe he suggested that this meant anything to him, that he had any point of reference or said to himself, oh, I see fingers in front of me. I doubt he did that. So, I mean, it's really kind of meaningless. When I think of my own babyhood, I really can't quite remember. I mean, I do have vague memories, absolutely totally foggy memories of some kind of a hazy feeling, not really no conversation or content, but of something about myself seeing, I think, my mom and dad in our kitchen in the breakfast nook. I guess having breakfast, that's just an idea. And also, I seem to have some other sort of fuzzy memory of my parents and myself. My parents in their bed and me being in there somehow. But actually, I don't really attach that to any sort of connection with anything like, hey, I'm alive, or anything like that. I don't know when I ever thought that, if I ever thought that, till much, much later, when we all eventually, I'm sure most everyone, comes a time, but not that early, when we say, what am I? What is this all about? And this is long, long after, being a toddler or even in kindergarten. I know it's much later than that. I don't think it really happens for most people until they become teenagers. Really. I mean, before that, they go through, I don't know what it is exactly. I do know that they say little children uh, are basically living not in the beta state, but actually in either the alpha or the theta state, sort of a kind of a unreal state of kind of a dream thing. Kind of protects them. Even really, really poor people, little kiddies, have no idea really of, they aren't of the age of reason, as they might say, aren't responsible for anything because they really haven't a clue as to this, uh, any consequences to any actions or anything. I mean, maybe they, slowly but surely, maybe their parents tell them, like, please, Johnny, don't stick your finger in in the light socket because you'll get shocked. And then the kid does, and he gets shocked. He doesn't do that again, and ditto for a hot stove. He's been told, don't put your hands on the hot stove, he'll get burned. And if he does, he'll get burned, and he probably won't do that again either. But so far, it's when a person says he's a person. I don't even know when it happens. I know it does happen. It happened to me. I don't know when it happened. I do recall having thoughts and theories and all-night chit-chats with my young friends all about different ideas and philosophies that typically happen. I think in high school, you know, and we're also puzzled and stuff and confused. And, you know, by then we have some sort of personality. We know our name, we have an identification, culturally, socioeconomically, how intelligent we are, how attractive we are, how popular we are, what is cool, what isn't cool, what is right, what is wrong, prejudices, opinions. All of this does not come from some vacuum. Do you think it comes from some vacuum? You think just somehow that you just magically become you? You know, that it's all right there, all inside of you, and then one day, poof, like magic, you become you. And before that, you weren't you. You really believe that? If you do believe that, I got a shock for you. It ain't true. You are a product, mostly, of what's happened to you, whatever you are, in the womb, and then when you exited the birth canal, and everything that happened to you, especially in those formative years. All those things that triggered happiness, sadness, what love meant, what hate meant, what scared you, what made you happy, what gave you pleasure, what gave you pain, what was right, what was wrong, your religious beliefs, everything, your political beliefs, how well you did in school, how important education was or wasn't, those things that were considered admirable, and those things that were considered, sorry, anyway, 6 minutes, according to the I was having a really fun time with this. Stop. Sorry, folks. I did it. Great. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Here we go. We don't have much time left. There's only 15 minutes allowed for me right now on YouTube. I haven't gotten back my unlimited amount of time yet. Anyway, All I'm saying is what you are. Please don't take any credit for it, and don't take any blame for it. You are basically what you are. I let a few things. I mean, sure, your eyes are the color they are due to genetics. Your height, the same thing, and perhaps at a certain level of intelligence, although cultural encouragement can increase your confidence and thus create artificial intelligence and make you smarter than you might be if intelligence and academic achievement are not encouraged. So sure, but most of you really, unless, other than people that have genetic heart disease in the family, not the Down syndrome or anything, but I'm just really trying to be generalized about things, and let's just say you were, for argument's sake, that you came out to be more or less a perfect child. Nothing really so wrong with you. And so, genetically, okay, your eyes, your height, your tendency to be fat or thin, your tendency to be more or less attractive, etc. Those things, sure, genetic. The rest of it, your personality, what you consider you, is nothing but from the cradle, especially very early on, those things that are really etched into you have nothing to do with you. I don't know what you are, but really your personality is not really too much of anything that you, whatever that is, had anything to do with. You came out of the womb, basically, with a clean slate. If you were raised in a certain culture, you'd come out a certain way. That same you, if you were raised in a different culture, would look more or less the same, but you'd have a completely different personality. That's just common sense, right? I mean, you really think you'd be a holy rolling Christian if you were raised in China and in a devout Buddhist family? Or do you think you'd be an Orthodox Jew if you were raised by some very fanatic Islamic family? I don't think so. Not at all. And you don't either. So really, but you think you are your personality. You think you are everything. You think and are and all the admirable qualities that you have, you're so proud of. And that you are a good person, or whatever. Or you are angry that you didn't have a very good hand when you were born, and you envy other people who do. Well, and then when you die, well, maybe you go on, but your personality doesn't. And that's very disturbing to people because everybody thinks their personality is them, which is ridiculous. Just think about it. How could it be you? It has nothing to do with you. I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am. But your personality cannot be you, because your personality can be changed. Even the personality you have now will change. If you get dementia, your personality is going to be very different. You might now be a very smart, successful, very good-looking guy. You get Alzheimer's, all of a sudden you don't even remember your own name. Think about it. Quite interesting, isn't it? Bye for now.